Welcome everybody to another tutorial after what like a year and a half. It's something like that. It's been so long, but like can you blame me though? Can you really blame me? Like it's yo, honestly making tutorials made me realize how hard it is to make tutorials. Like honestly shout out to like Simon Servita and everybody who posts like a tutorial every week. You know how hard it is to be like to just sit in front of a camera and be like,
You should do this. Here's how to move your rolls.
it's so like wow. But thankfully I've found the motivation, the inspiration to do another one after a lot of you guys have been asking for a tutorial after I made the jazz, how to make jazz samples. So here I am, back again at it. Pimple right in the middle of my motherfucking eyebrows. Like, God was like, oh, I gave you bushy ass eyebrows, so you know what? I'm gonna give you a pimple on top of that. And I'm just here like, thanks, I guess. But pimple aside, today I'm gonna show you how you can make soul type of samples. Like, soul that sounds like you sampled it from a record. That's the goal, right? And I'm here in Ableton. I know some of you guys are not gonna like that, but I'm here to announce that I'm bi-dol. Yes, times are changing, and now I use Ableton and I use FL Studio, depending on the mood. I just felt like using Ableton, so I just use Ableton. So yeah, this is inspired by I think this could fit for any soul type of artist in my opinion, like Isaiah Rashad, Logic, whatever. But recently Kendrick Lamar new album, so I'm just gonna have to use that as like clickbait for my tutorials so I get more views. You know me, sell out. Anyways, so what I started with, first of all, what I started with this sample, I just had like a groove idea in mind, like just for the tempo. So I loaded up Easy Drummer, and this is what I came up with. Oh, without my breathing. I'm gonna get to that later. And for this, I'm using Easy Drummer, my favorite thing, and I loaded up for the hi-hats and the clave thing or wood block. I'm using the Latin Cuban drums preset. And for these type of records, like the more if you want to make it sound like a record, a real record, you have to really listen to like old soul songs. And I've noticed that most likely what is going to be sampled from a soul song is the intro, because the intro has the least amount of drums going on, and that's where they introduce the chords and the melody. So most of the times intros of soul samples get like sampled. Oh yeah, I know that's a mouthful, but like they usually just got like a kick and a hi-hat going on. Sometimes maybe a rim. Sometimes maybe something like this, like something simple. So it's just like, really doesn't interfere with the drums you're going to add later. And after I laid that idea down, I added this bass. I know it might seem like I added the bass later because of how I have Ableton laid out, but it's just my messy workflow. So I made this bass, and with the drums, it sounds like this. Something very simple, something you can. It's really easy, memorable, and I think that's the main that's what you want to reach for when you're making samples. And after I did that, I just decided to layer the same melody with a guitar. And I know some people are going to be like, but the frequencies are clashing. Oh my God, the frequencies. I can't. Shut up. Shut up. Please. Let me do my thing. And for the processing on this, I'm using Archetype Corey Wong by Neural DSP, which I love using on basses. They have this really nice preset called J Bass, which I use on almost all my basses. I try to use amplitude for this one, but I just gave up. That's why it's disabled. I did a little bit of compression with CLA 76 and Good Hertz Wow for a little bit of saturation, just a little bit more color. I feel like this, I could put this on anything, and really it will just bring up some life into things. And I added the guitar, which sounds like this. And for the guitar, I used Corey Wong again, but since both of them were in mono, they were kind of clashing a little bit. So what I did is I added a doubler to the guitar. So the guitar is on the sides, kind of, and the bass stays right down the middle. So it's like, everything has its own space. After I added the guitar, I just doubled it. I added these two chords, just two chords for these electric keys, electric piano, the Rhodes. And this is what it sounds like. And I ran this through Archetype Corey Wong. And you might be like, why am I putting a Rhodes through an amp? Well, if you look at Rhodes, like mainly they use amps for those. And really, if I don't use the amp, I just wanted to thin out the sound really, so it fits better in the mix. Because by itself, you can already hear it's so much fuller, occupies everything. Like, you cannot fit this into a sample like that. So this was to take the life away. I know it might seem like counterproductive to take life away from something, but sometimes by taking out, you can add more. So yeah, just that. Guitar rig for a flanger chorus thing, just a little bit, not too much. And CSR plate reverb. This is my favorite plate reverb. Shout out to what is IK Multimedia. Shout out to IK Multimedia, bro. And all the pieces so far sound like this, with the drums, the guitar, and the bass. But still, I felt like something was missing. Something in the background, some ambience. So I just decided to do this breathing pattern on the track, which might seem kind of weird, but sometimes you listen to these old songs and they have like this weird ass noises in the background, and you're like, I mean, it sounds weird, but it makes it unique in a way. So this is what it sounds like. I pitched it up by 5 semitones. I sound like I'm moaning quietly. And all of that together sounds like this. And then I decided to add some vocals, which sound like this.
Love, my love, for you I'll do anything. Love, my love, for you I'll do anything. Love, love.
And for the vocals, I tried using a convolution reverb, didn't work.
Can you hear me?
CSR played, didn't like it that much, so I ended up using T-Rex Sunset Studio reverb, and it's like I'm using the plate reverb they have, not the chambers of the live rooms. So it basically, this is one of my favorite reverbs, by the way. Like overall, IK Multimedia just knows how to make reverb sound like reverb and not just like a digital fucking fart. So shout out to them again. I'm not sponsored, by the way, just wanted to put that out. And I put this free VST, which is called Colon. This guy on Patreon, he makes these free analog modeled VSTs. And this is so good. This Colon compressor, put this on vocals. It would just make it like butter. Like anything you put into it, it would just make it like smooth like butter. And again, from the same guy, the SSQ, I just turned down the lows, boosted up the highs a little bit. And again, good hertz, wow control. Really wow, because it's making me surprised. And this is what the vocals sound with all the elements. And just to make the sample sound a little bit more realistic, I added an intro to the sample. So I added like a drum fill and a bass slide down, or this motion in that case. So this is what it sounds like. You know, just so it starts, just so it feels like a real thing and not just a boom, straight to the action. You want some foreplay to this, you know? You want some teasing. So yeah. And for the processing on the master, I used good hertz wow control. Again, I put this on everything I can. It's just like, it adds so much subtle saturation and color. Like, it's so subtle yet like makes such a big difference. And after that, I put my favorite tape plugin emulation, which is Satin by UHC. And oh my god, this thing is like magic. Like, you put this on everything, it will just glue it together, and wow, it's so much better than any tape plugin I've ever used. And I just turned up the pre-emphasis all the way, like kind of up, not all the way, but like it's kind of there, you can kind of see it. And wow, this is like an EQ boost, like, but so much better. Listen to the difference it makes. Like, it just boosts up the highs, but not in an annoying way, like just in a very natural way. Listen. It just adds life to it, which is very nice, very nice. So that was pretty much it for the sample. Now I'm gonna head over to FL Studio to just do a little bit of drums, just so you can get the context of what it would sound like with them. Okay, so now we're in FL Studio, and this is the drums I came up with really quickly just to like show what it would sound like with drums. And I kind of changed the BPM and pitched the sample down a little, just so, you know, that's what you would do with like a sample. Like you take it, you don't normally leave it at the same tempo like you got it as. So these are what the drums sound like. Yeah, this is what it sounds like. And this is with the sample. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Let me know if you guys like this, and let me know if you want me to make more. The more like I see comments, the more I get motivated, bro. I'm a human being as well. Just let me know if I should do it or if you liked it. That boosts up my mood, my morale, and makes me motivated to do more shit. And don't forget to follow me on socials like Instagram at Flying Roach or Twitter at iSoundCool. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. If there is a next one. Maybe. I don't know. I promise, maybe, kinda. Catch you next time.